something about it. Don't hate me, because I
Okay.
kind of love it. It's giving her little thing.
Okay.
Gives Disney Channel.
Okay.
When she says specifically,
No, I'm literally obsessed.
"Hey besties, welcome to Literally Obsessed. It's Cassie.
And Brittany.
Welcome to Onyx Storm, episode 2. Woo! Hello, y'all. Hope you guys are having a great week, great day. We are so excited for our second episode of Onyx Storm. Today we'll be covering chapters 4 through 6, and we'll be doing our normal spiel. We'll have our spilling the tea, deep dives, all our fun stuff today. So before we jump into it, some friendly little communal reminders.
Communal.
We have our Patreon, which Brittany and I are working on a lot of things to up our Patreon, get a better experience for you guys, and put more content out there. So there's a lot more to come. And then also our newsletter, we have one at the beginning of every month. So if you guys would like to join that, everything should be in the description wherever you're listening to this too.
That was still a little weird.
Okay. I took the feedback.
You said, and now you said wherever you're listening to this to.
Okay. I took that feedback. Maybe I'll get it.
You took it, you ran with it.
I took it and just jumped the gun. But maybe next week I'll do better.
Okay.
If you guys are confused, I'm trying to learn how to speak like a cognitive person.
Yeah. Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry.
No, I needed it. I just might cry about it later.
No. Sorry, I've learned I agree too quick and it hurts people's feelings. Next time I'll tell you you're wrong.
No. It's okay. I'm going to be better. Episode 3, watch out. I'm going to kill it.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it.
Just be like, wherever you're listening to this.
Yeah, I just add too much words.
Yeah, I think
Just
you just
way too many.
think about it too much.
Too much. Anyways, newsletter, Patreon. Go look at that. What? Now I'm getting nervous. Anyways, also, we have our merch, which today is what I chose for my outfit. I'm wearing our Literally Obsessed book club. We also have it in different colors. I know we always wear the green one, but we have baby blue and we have white.
It's true.
So go check that out as well. And then our content and spoiler warning. We are going to be covering everything, as you guys know. All of Onyx Storm, all of Iron Flame, all of Fourth Wing, blah, 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 blah. And then our spoiler warning, not a lot of smutty stuff happens, but
Wait,
we are...
reverse that.
Reverse it?
Put it down, flip it, and reverse it. The spoiler warning is that we're going to be covering everything.
Oh my God.
Cassie.
This is because you usually take the content spoiler.
Why did you take it?
I don't know, because I was so excited to get things
here
right.
ready to say
You're
it.
so right. I'm beg for your...
Did you guys see that?
I took
Did
it.
you hear that?
I didn't let women speak.
She didn't let me speak.
Please, Brittany, do us the favor.
Well, no, I think you've already said it.
Well, I said it wrong.
Well, you guys, spoilers. We're talking about everything from the Empyrean Series. Content warning. Like Cassie said,
God.
there's no smutty things in this stretch of chapters, unfortunately. But y'all know us. We'll make it happen.
I'm gonna work on it, guys. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna set up a camera and just talk to it for hours.
I think you should.
Okay.
I do it.
I do it too. I'll do it now. That's what we're doing right now. Anyways.
That's what we're doing right now.
All right. Shall we spill the tea?
Let's spill the tea.
All right, y'all. Starting in chapter 4. We pick up the chapter after Xaden accidentally channeled after this spicy time. Xaden's concern of not being able to be in control continues with the plea of not wanting to do anything that could trigger him lashing out of his power. In a lighter moment, Xaden mentions how hot it was for Violet to have thought about a memory while they were doing some smut, lol, which brought up a conversation about how Xaden has used his second signet to his advantage. Good to know. They briefly chat about how Xaden feels being involved with negotiations. He mentions that the assembly runs Erasia and he simply owns. He then counters with saying that he is Venin and is not a governing quality. So sad. Their conversation gets interrupted by Brennan, Garrick, Llewellyn, Bodhi, and Imogen all waiting on Xaden. Talk about a crowded relationship. Mira shows up and finally gives Violet a new conduit. Thank you, Felix. And she also brought a runed practice disc from Trissa for our girl who truly can't get her shit together when it comes to runes. Mira then finds out that Violet is leading a misprint on that is leading a mission to find Andarna's kind. Mira and older sister Rage reminds them that this is a dangerous mission, that Erasure has 6 months until the wards completely demolish. Crazy. Okay, and we also split up chapter 5 for you guys, so let me mark where I'm done. Okay. Everyone is awaiting the news, and Violet questions finally to the group that the venom in Jack's cell has silver hair, which all Violet says is just weird, and then we move on. Confused. Sloane goes to Violet, telling her that the First Wing took on the tail section flyers, and they are posting up. They run and see the divide of Erasian riders and the Varian riders, and everyone just started to tussle. Dane tries to eliminate this chaos by quoting the Codex, and that the challenge cannot be placed unless a combat master is present. And then Aura bites him right back by reminding him that Dane is no longer in the chain of command. And Tara checks in and then checks right back out, knowing that Violet's already got it under control. LOL. On to Brittany.
Aura argues... That's such a weird name to say.
I always say like Aura, but I know it's not.
Aura, right?
I think so, but that's why I said Aura this time.
Aura argues that the Flyers haven't gone through the challenges that the Riders have, and in response, Dane breaks her nose. LOL. Dane refuses a challenge, but Aura insists on fighting. Meanwhile, Andarna warns Violet that Dane isn't the strongest in Fourth Wing. Violet realizes that she's the strongest. Pop off, Miss Queen. And as Aura whips off her glove and flares her hand, she's a fire wielder, in case we've all forgotten, Violet throws a dagger that pins her glove to the dais. Dais?
Asking the wrong girl, but sure.
Violet is not taking shit from anyone today. Chapter 6. Violet uses her lightning to scare Aura and takes the moment to talk to the cadets about how they need the Flyers. After Violet's speech, Devera, Emetario, and Kaori appear, and Devera confirms that Violet is right and everyone must decide if they'd rather die fighting each other or facing the shared enemy. Emetario reveals that there hasn't been a shadow and lightning wielder alive at the same time since the Great War, so their chances of defeating the Venom are pretty good. Good to know. The cadets disperse, and Kat even compliments Violet. We love to see growth. Violet and Dane have a moment of appreciation for each other, and Violet thinks about how differently things would have been if he would have had this faith in her last year. Brennan, Xaden, Llewellyn, Mira, Violet, and Auric all meet inside the sparring gym, where Violet finds out that Halden is here. Halden. We learn that Halden is joining Violet to find the 7th dragon breed, and Violet is not happy. Llewellyn reveals that most of Andarna's demands were approved except for the safety of the Flyers. The alliance will be delayed, but the Flyers will be safe in Erasure. Everyone leaves Xaden and Violet alone so that he can tell her the good news. Xaden makes Violet promise that she'll sound the alarm and keep it safe, even if it's from Xaden. We will be talking about this later. Garrick rushes in and tells Xaden that they have to leave now. Before Xaden leaves, Violet asks what the king gave him, and Xaden reveals he got his title back and the seat in the Cenarium. Xaden is the Duke of Tyrandor, and Violet knows she needs to find a cure.
A lot going on in 3 little chapters.
I don't know what's going on with our voices right now.
I was sick like 3 weeks ago. No. Is it 3?
Yeah.
A little more than that?
Yeah.
And I like will cough like maybe once a day. So I don't know. I don't know what I've passed to you. Guys, Brittany has a strong ass immunity.
Apparently.
It's crazy.
Which is very unlike what it was growing up. But
it just built it like armor, girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry if you just hear a bunch of
Yeah, you're just going to hear us going.
It's like the iPad kid cough.
Literally. Okay, let's get into our deep dive, shall we? Okay. This is so random, but so interesting that the writers don't get the same summer and winter breaks as everyone else.
Yeah, it is weird. Is it because of like weather?
Well, they said that they had a reason, and it was just like they'll fight and like this and that. But imagine all your other friends being on vacation. I don't know. Maybe Violet's the only one who's friends with people in other quadrants.
Yeah,
but just a little
it's like
weird.
Going to school. I remember in high school, like we would have different spring breaks than other high schools.
Yeah.
And so everyone would be like, well, we can't even hang out.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends who went to different schools, and we never had the same breaks.
Doesn't build community, guys.
No, it doesn't.
We should all be on break together.
It's true.
And build. Maybe then we wouldn't have them, wanting to kill each other.
There you go.
If they were to,
We just solved all their issues.
We just solved all their issues. I just want to say Xaden was being so naughty.
I hate where this is going.
And I think that's the best word I could say to explain it. Because he was like, I know it'd be bad if we do the whole thing, but I just want to do it to you, and I think it'd be even hotter. And he's like, oh, damn, that didn't work out. And I was like, whoa, that's naughty for you to confess.
Wait, what am I missing?
You're missing the fact.
What did you just say? What did you just say right now?
Because I didn't say his exact quote, but he was
you said, you should do this, but we didn't do that. I'm confused.
I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to shut up. It's just going to be a silent podcast. I'm just going to nod. Anyways.
I'm asking.
No,
Cassy.
I know. I didn't put the full quote in there, but it was when he was saying I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought that if I could.
I see.
Basically go down, help you out. It wouldn't make me channel because I wasn't the one involved.
Is that what he says?
I can pull it up.
I don't know.
Hold on, guys. You're seeing me go through this crisis right now. It's when he says, the second your power rose, I felt it and remembered why I promised myself I wasn't going to touch you. And I thought I could at least take care of you. Oh. And that would be enough for me. But when I was fucking close, and then he
wow, he's a giver.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, he's naughty.
Okay, sorry, I missed it.
Well, I probably didn't explain it right, obviously, as we've been figuring that out recently.
Guys, I said that we should, if y'all have ever seen Dance Moms, there's the scene where she says, get your finger out of my face. And I told Cassy that we should do a TikTok of that because we've been at each other's throats on the podcast lately.
You sent me another TikTok where it was when your friends develop the sibling stage or something like that.
One.
Was it? Oh, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It was that sound. That was the title of it.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking because it's true. It's starting to get to older sister, younger sister vibes. I think it's gotten
too far. And we've got to take a little break. We got to
reel it in.
Reel it back. Yeah, we're just business partners.
Oh my God, should we click? We're taking a break.
Clickbait.
No, it's correct. Brittany is valid in calling me out.
It was just a question because I didn't understand that from the first sentence.
I guess I just need to write the quote.
It was naughty that he said this, but then they didn't. But then he said he would. I was like, what is happening right now?
Got it. Noted. Heard.
Have quotes to back up your.
You know what's funny is you normally, and I did write other quotes in.
Yeah.
I just thought that one. Okay. I put my own spin on it, but I'm always gonna write Xaden's quotes.
You're not an author. Rebecca is.
And that you heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first. Just kidding. Okay. Yes. I have a quote that I want to talk about a little bit because I just have some questions. So when Xaden is that was a hot memory that you shared with me. I loved it. Violet says, and I quote, I'm not quite sure how I even did it. Is the thought sharing thing an intrinsic thing or a bond thing? It's happened more than once with us. So you're telling me Xaden and Violet don't understand how this works.
I do not. I couldn't understand why. They don't get it.
And then I do kind of that we get to see that Xaden doesn't really know everything like we think he does, because then he's just no idea. I just tried it that one time back and forth when she was trying to wield. He just sent his thoughts.
I don't know.
And it's from our perspective, it looked like he does this all the time.
Yeah, he was confident. And he's I'm gonna sprinkle that on her brain.
But I also just have questions, just how they're doing this. If it really is a bond thing, if it's because they're both intrinsic to some degree.
Of the sort. I don't know.
What the heck is
it's scary that Xaden doesn't know. He knows everything.
Well, you guys aren't gonna like this, and I was gonna say it at some point in this episode. I guess I'll just say it now.
I'm kind of scared.
I thought about it this morning when I was getting ready for work. And Rebecca has said, she's told us multiple times that we are not going to get any more Xaden chapters until he stops keeping secrets. So we keep just getting one every book.
When are we ever going to get him?
It seems like a trend. So I don't know. I just was having this moment of getting ready this morning, and I was just we don't know so much because we're in Violet's head. And so there could be characters who could be deceptive. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Or deceitful. A little bit of both. But they could be keeping secrets from Violet, and so therefore they're keeping secrets from us.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we do a 180 with the character who like
betrays.
Yeah, presented themselves as one way to Violet, but they're really a different way. I'm not saying that that's going to be Xaden. I hope it's not going to be Xaden. But I do think that we have to face the very real possibility that he could be keeping some sort of secret from
1000%
from us.
She's already given us the equation. You know,
Rebecca?
Yeah.
The way that Rebecca talks about Xaden scares me.
Yeah, it's like she's got something up her sleeve.
She's got something up her sleeve, and she's always just like, why do you guys defend everything Xaden does? Like, is it because he's hot? And I'm like, what? Why are you not defending
is your beloved character?
Your main character, like your main male character.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's a little weird.
And she favors Dane.
She favors Dane. She loves
Which
Dane.
I have a theory about, so we'll talk later about
okay.
it. But it's not really a theory, but it's just a thought. But no, I agree. It is, because she said that about Xaden and secrets. Was that during Iron Flame's release?
I think so.
And she kind of released Xaden point of views after, of course, the book had already been published.
But they're all very selective chapters. So I'm curious if we're going to get more.
Imagine book 5 just all him.
No Violet?
She's like the last one.
Oh my gosh, we totally do a 180.
That'd be crazy.
That would be kind of crazy.
That would be wild.
I just want a dual POV book so bad.
I know.
Really bad.
Surprise book 6?
Maybe. She's gonna pull a Twilight and like do the whole book series again, but from his perspective. Yeah. This is no hate. When we get there, like, I'm sure that there's things that I missed, but I'm like, I didn't need an Imogen or a Rhiannon chapter. I needed a Xaden chapter.
I feel like we're gonna get an answer as to why we got it.
I think so. And I think
or not.
or not. At least as of right now, the Imogen chapter makes more sense to me than the Rhiannon chapter does. So we'll see.
To piggyback off of what you said about, like, it's just weird that they don't know anything about it. I wrote another thing, I think, for a different moment in these chapters, but I just keep seeing a bunch of TikToks, and I want to know if you guys also agree. But Brittany and I have chatted about this before, about how we just feel like Violet is not getting dumber, but just not asking enough questions anymore. Like in Fourth Wing, she would always be like, what's that about? I'm gonna figure that out. And she would, but these ones are just like, oh, that's weird that we do that in our minds, and I'm gonna throw that thought away. You know,
there's a lot of moments, we haven't gotten to them yet, but I did highlight every single one that I saw on my first read, so I'm excited to talk about it. But there's a lot of moments of her being like, Xaden makes a face that she can't read, or Xaden doesn't look like himself, or he's acting weird, and she's always just like, he's acting a little strange. So anyway, today in tactics, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're just gonna move on.
I don't know why, but everyone like on TikTok has like pointed it out too, and like some of the moments that I didn't catch, I saw on there, and I'm like, I mean, I get it. There's a lot going on. Yeah, she's got a lot to think about, but it is very weird, and it doesn't fully feel like her character to not ask those questions. Yeah,
so I mean, I'm wondering if this is her feeling comfortable in the relationship and she's focusing on other things.
I mean, yeah, that's also true. They've been through a lot, so you'd think, but very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I just love Xaden's switch from being all like soft and warm and fuzzy with Violet to being the person that everybody thinks he is. Yeah. Whenever anybody else is there. And I can just picture him like talking to her like, Violet, I love you. And then she says that he goes like he hears something.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
And then he just immediately gets so upset.
The switch up is crazy. Yeah. The switch up is crazy. Whoever's gonna portray him in the TV show needs to have variety as an actor. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think it's any of you TikTok boys. Anyways. I'm really passionate about it.
And I am too.
I meant to text it to you, but I saw a feud going on in a video of one of them. I think it might have been Emilio. And it was of someone being like, this is my perfect Xaden. And then a feud came in and was like, no, it's not. He's not even. And then they were like, it was crazy.
People on TikTok are crazy.
It was crazy. And so I'm like, if once they see us talking about it.
Yeah. And I'm not clipping this and putting it on TikTok because they're going to be upset.
They're going to be so mad.
So This one's just for you
This
guys.
is just for you.
Who are here 24 minutes in.
Sticking it out.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I love his little personality. I also want to say, I just like this trend that's been going on since Fourth Wing. It's Xaden loving to, like, he loves to dress up his woman. And he does it without saying anything. He just, like, goes over to her and, like, laces up her corset, ties her shoes. It's very cute. And it's just, like, little moments like that.
Freaking John. If you guys are watching the video, I don't know what John just did in the background, but
I missed it.
You gotta I don't know what he did. He just has a big smile on his face.
He loves listening about Xaden
Smith.
Xaden Smith.
He loves to make a little cameo every once in a while, so
shout out.
So shout out to him.
Yeah, just those cute little moments.
Yeah,
very, very sweet. And I also think it's kind of sad. I mean, it's very sad to see Xaden's, like, confidence dwindle because he's accepting the truth that he's Venom, and him saying, like, because when Violet was asking about the negotiations, and, like, how he feels about it all, and he just obviously has this, like, very, like, structured response of being like, well, it's in the hands of the assembly. I just simply own the house, and of course I'm not in any way to govern anything. Yeah. And it's just like, it's hard. You understand where he's coming from, but he's such a confident, like, person, but to see his, like, you know, insecurities and his moments of just doubt, really sad to see, but I think makes him that much of a great character.
This is random, but I just have so many questions about Brennan and Xaden's relationship, and I have since the end of Fourth Wing, but I'm just curious if we're ever going to get those answers. There was just moments like, did you hit yourself again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There was just moments in this scene in particular where they are all talking, where they just have, I don't know, such an interesting relationship. Yeah. And I just want to know, like, what was the intro to them meeting each other? What was the partnership like? Stuff like that, you know? I'm
sure you've seen the video already, but there was a video of a girl at one of the like Q&As that she had, and she asked, like, will we ever find out more about Brennan and Naolin's relationship? And she simply just said no. And then she said,
okay, Taryn.
No, I know. She was giving Taryn a little bit, but she said something to kind of follow it up with that. She go, because I think they said, we're trying to ask her and coax her to be like, oh, because they had such a strong relationship, that's why he was able to be reincarnated, or basically whatever. And then Rebecca, don't quote me on this, but she said something around the lines of, well, in order to do such like a crazy thing like that, you have to build a relationship, or there has to be some kind of, like, meatiness to your relationship. So of course she's just giving us breadcrumbs as to what their relationship is, but Xaden probably knows about it, don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I'm just curious. I have a lot of questions because you guys have probably seen the TikToks, and I don't know if I agree with them. But the TikToks that, like, maybe Xaden and Violet knew each other, or, like, have seen each other as kids, and, like, either Violet wasn't paying attention, or maybe, like, Imogen erased the memory, but I'm pretty sure Imogen can only erase recent memories. So I don't think that that's necessarily true, but maybe, like, I could go along with, like, maybe Xaden saw her walk by and was like, she's so pretty, and then, like, she never saw him or something. So then that makes me wonder, like, did him and Brennan know each other when they were younger? Did they hate each other? Was Brennan always on his side, and, like, they faked hating each other? I don't know. I want to know how Brennan died. And then, like, what exactly happened at that battle.
I saw a girl's comment. It wasn't on a TikTok, and I hope this isn't going too much in a thriving and theorizing moment, but it kind of got me thinking about it, is maybe we will figure it out about what happened between Brennan and Naolin, and especially his reincarnation, because something similar is going to happen to Violet and Xaden.
Okay, that's fair.
And they'll have to be, like, you know, bringing back that memory and that history in order to save somebody. So I think hopefully in book 4 we will learn a little bit more about that dynamic. But I did see a lot of those TikToks where it's like, imagine this little silver-haired girl.
Yeah.
Running around.
She's climbing trees with Dane.
And this little boy with tan skin and onyx eyes just stares at her and goes, wow, that's so pretty. and then that the rest is history. And I was like, okay, well, I'm eating it up.
Yeah.
I'm eating it up.
No, I love it.
I'm not believing it fully, but I'm eating it up.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Okay, my next thing I wanted to bring up. The tension between Imogen and Garrick.
So good.
I just want them to be happy together.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt for Imogen in these moments where she's so obviously jealous, but then Garrick's like, oh, you sound a little jealous, Imogen.
No.
She's like, what are you talking about? No,
I would never get jealous of a flyer. I never would. She's obviously like
Bodhi's
fuming.
Just like,
he's like,
Bodhi's always in the middle, like.
It's so funny. And Imogen kind of like, she's flirty.
Yeah.
She's so flirty. And
yeah.
she's like, oh, you look so well rested. And the other girl is probably so disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like,
that voice that you did. This is so random. I'm so sorry. This is a side note. But I keep seeing, you know the jeans that Kendrick wore at.
Yes, of course.
Of course. We all know the jeans. But somebody did, it was from like a Fish Hooks episode or something.
Oh my God, is it the girl? She's like, Oscar.
Yeah, she's like, do you work here? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm looking for a triple stitch bell bottom acid wash jeans with cherry on the butt. That's how you just talked right now.
That's how Imogen comes talks. Out. That's how this very smart girl.
She's actually a valley girl.
Oh my God.
She's like, Sarah.
Yeah, I would never ever be jealous. It reminds me of Jimmy Fallon when he did like the ew.
Oh, yeah, that's like, what it's giving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I can't wait to see more.
And then Garrick's response was like, do you like it?
Huh?
Do you love that she's a little jealous? I think he does.
I think so.
I'm going to just put that out there. I think he does.
What a hot couple. Yeah. What a hot couple. Oh, just small thing. I think it's hilarious that everyone was like standing around when Xaden found out. I literally
clarify, Cassy. Clarify.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, Xaden, Violet, they're having a small moment, and then he's like, "Oh my fucking God! Like, what are you all doing here?" I just can imagine all of them are like.
You didn't finish your thought.
I know, because sometimes I write these down.
Okay.
Because I go, oh, it's just going to trigger my thought. But in that moment, I had a blink.
Got it.
So sorry. But it's just funny to me to think. And I think this book, we've said it before, but it's just funny. And the group feels very like tight knit, like, and hilarious together. It's a small little moment, but it's the fact that everyone's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, hey, good morning.
Yeah. All like in this tiny hallway.
Tiny ass hallway. And there's like 20 people.
Yeah.
There's like 5, but it's just funny to think. Okay, I just have to bring up real quick. I don't know if I've said it on here yet, but I Look in People's Windows by Taylor Swift is very Bodhi coded because Rebecca said so.
It's not an original thought.
Not an original thought. Oh, you added something to it. Beautiful.
Well, I didn't. I don't know why it did that.
Oh.
Sometimes our outline likes to do funky things. Because I definitely wrote this before you wrote that.
Yeah, I know.
So that's weird that
weird.
Huh. I don't know.
It said
these two go together.
It's the AI.
Yeah.
But I know I could have brought it up in Final Jam, but in moments like this where Bodhi was saying like, what did he say?
Well, should I bring up my point? Because I think so. That's what you're talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I know that the question is who turns venom at the end of the book, and to me, at least, it's between Bodhi and Garrick. And Rebecca said that you have to pay attention to who's not there, which didn't help because there's a lot of people not there, Rebecca. But who feels like whatever they have done hasn't been enough and basically like they needed more power. So in this moment, Bodhi like kind of mumbles like, it's good to feel needed. And that just fuels my thought that he is the one that turned venom, because there's plenty of moments like this where he's kind of like, left out.
Yeah, and he notes it.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it later on in the book, but when he was talking to Xaden about Tyrandor and talking all about that and wanting to drop out and stuff, it's like, obviously has a disconnect. Yeah. And it would just break my heart if he also but I think he's like the top contender out of the two.
Yeah, I do think it's probably him. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think that Bodhi has such a tragic story, I feel, that I wish we could like learn more about, and I hope that we can. But yeah, listen to I Look in People's Windows, and I think that that's his little anthem. Oh, so sad.
Okay, last thing for chapter 4. I just think this is so funny. So the quote, "She needs to prepare herself, and so do you. There's every chance this mission will kill us," from Taryn. I remember that was like the first quote ever released for like promo of the book, and we were like, we knew it was Taryn, but we were like, who's he talking to? Is he talking to Violet? Is he talking to Xaden? Is he talking to Andarna about Violet? Sigale? And then now it's just, we found out he's talking to Violet about Andarna. So it's just funny to see like the promo things and like how they fit into the story now, because we were like stressing out about them before.
Yeah, we were very analytic about everything.
I was like, oh, this is a Xaden chapter. It was fueling my delusion that we were gonna get a dual POV, and I was like, he's talking to Xaden.
Never did. Never did.
All right, chapter 5.
Chapter 5. Here we go again with Violet just saying weird and moving on about the silver-haired Venin. This is when they were kind of sitting around waiting, and she was like, did y'all notice that the Venin and Jaxo had silver hair? And then it was either Rhiannon or Riddick who said like, well, a lot of people want like their hair changing.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, and like moves on.
Like, girl, aren't you supposed to be smart?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, aren't you supposed to be like, again, I get it. If you're hearing this, Rebecca, like, please don't kill me. I get it. You know, it's all for her to like take in all this like information at once, and she might not be analyzing everything. But for someone who does, it's out of character for her to not question it. And especially, it's so much foreshadowing. We could have found out more about like the silver-haired people beforehand, but
it was all a part of her.
All a mission. It's all a part of it. I get it, but whatever. It just pissed me off. She did it all but the whole book.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, Dane really won me over this book, and I understand why Rebecca loves him. But him coming without question when Violet asked was just so sweet. Like, she's just like, Dane, we need you. And she ran. He just drops everything he does to go. Yeah. And then they kind of like share a moment after, and she's like, not that it would change how I feel about Xaden. And like, good girl, I don't want it to. Yeah. But it's just really sweet that they have, like, no matter what, they still have a bond, and like he would do anything for her. It's
really cute. It's really sweet. Sometimes I forget. I just want to say this because I was like, damn, they're like really strong-headed, like they're very emotional, like all these writers and flyers and yada yada yada. I forget that these people are in their like young 20s.
Yeah, they're kids.
They're like, you know, emotional as hell, going through like a lot of shit. Because when I was reading, I was like, damn, they're kind of intense. But I'm like, yeah, well, crazy. Okay. It's just crazy that they're all pent up like that, but it's because they're young.
Yeah, no, it's true. Going off of that, actually, I just wrote Cat, give it up. Because this is when she's like, I could fight her, I could take her. And Violet's like, Cat, knock it off, calm down. And then Cat's like, what, are you scared you're gonna lose your rival? Which is like, first of all, Cat, calm the fuck down. You guys are not rivals, or like whatever she said. And she's like, or are you scared that like everybody's gonna see that I'm a better match? And then Violet is just like, shut up. I'm like, thank you. Someone needed to knock her out in that moment, because like, seriously, girl, stop.
Not the time.
But I'm so glad that that's like the end of it. And then like 5 minutes later, she's okay. And then she falls for Drake, and then RIP. But you know, I was just like, Violet. Violet.
You say falls for Drake?
Oh my god, not Drake. That's her cousin. I'm so sorry. Traeger. I'm so sorry. Ew.
No, keep it in the family now.
No family.
No family.
No family. Thank you for calling me out. I would have been so mad if I was editing this and we didn't notice that.
I had to think, because you said Trake, and I was like, oh, did I hear after that? And I was like, did she say trigger Drake? So I was just
I
like,
did
oh wait,
say
let me
Drake.
clarify.
Gosh, the amount of times that I say something and then I'm editing and I'm like, damn it, guys, I misspoke, but I can't go back and change it now.
That's fair. We got it.
But yeah, I just, in this moment, it was the last time of her pissing me the fuck off. Oh, it was just crazy that Aura, stupid name. No, I'm just kidding. I just hate her. That she was threatening to kill all the flyers.
Like all of them.
Like, she's literally like, if you win, you can save your precious flyers. If I win, we're going to paint the court red. We're going to paint the courtyard red. I'm like, literally fucking chill.
She's so, like, truly crazy. She's crazy. I feel like
there was just no need.
No, I know. She's like Varish, but a student.
She kind of is. And she dies, right?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for her to die. I can't wait because I hate this bitch.
No, she's pisses me off.
Like, she somehow keeps making her way into our story and I need her to go. She's got to get out.
I never really remember when she was introduced. I
was
just remember her popping up.
In Iron Flame, I think.
Yeah.
She's a wing leader. But no. She was in Fourth Wing, I think.
She just wasn't as relevant to me.
But she was like this in Iron Flame, too.
Yeah, she's always kind of had like this awful
so
personality.
Annoying. Yeah.
But I'm like, girl, your significance is, back down, bitch.
You're not
back down, bitch.
Okay. The end of this chapter, though, did have me like, okay, Violet.
Yeah.
Let's go, Miss Girl. Mm-hmm. It's about fucking time you've taken control of a situation.
Is that all you have to say to that? Because I have something to.
Yeah. Go for it, I guess.
Something about it. Don't hate me because I
Okay.
kind of love it. It's giving her little thing.
Okay.
Gives Disney Channel.
Okay.
When she says specifically, and if you're going to wield, then it's me you'll be dealing with. And I read it and I was like, oh hell yeah, Disney Channel, fuck it up. I was like, this is so good. It's so like chuggy a little bit, but I love it.
Well, can you read what she said right before that? Because it wasn't cringy.
No, it wasn't.
But that's the part that I'm
Rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary. Before that too?
Maybe it was like her thoughts that I was like, okay, Miss Girl.
No, I like 1000%. Like she's giving, like her hyping herself up was like really, really iconic. But in that moment, I was like, wow, this is.
It is kind of. Well, see now I'm like it is. It's kind of cringy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it mean anything less, but it's just really funny.
I just mean it's about time she's fucking standing up
1000%.
for anybody.
1000%. And like, putting herself first, because I feel like sometimes she allows other people to do it.
Yeah.
But period. Right on, queen.
All right, let's move into chapter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Xaden and Violet being the first lightning and shadow wielder since the Great War is crazy. And then it made me think of something else.
Let's hear it.
Whatever the hell his name is, we'll get there eventually. Sorry. Wield shadows, like midway through the book. Are they talking about Violet? And I guess in this moment they're not, but they don't know that Xaden is Venin. So then
the balance.
The balance. I'm so sorry. The balance is thrown off. It pisses me. I wish that Rebecca didn't put in another shadow wielder. I can't express how much it pisses me off, actually.
I know.
I hope he dies.
Well, you never know.
I'm rooting on his downfall.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy to think that, like, also, how do we know, though, that they're the only two? Because I know they document it.
But also,
things can get redacted.
That's true. But also, when are we going to stop calling Violet a lightning wielder then?
Yeah.
If her signet is pure power, she is not a lightning wielder. And Rebecca said her signet is pure power, or I guess Felix said it. But we keep just calling her a lightning wielder, including Violet.
They're like, you're not going to get the title that you would like, girl. You're just a lightning wielder.
I just have questions because also
like
Rebecca said she's like 80% mastered her signet. That doesn't seem right,
sure?
Rebecca. Yeah.
She still doesn't.
It doesn't seem right.
I would give a solid confident.
I would give it 40.
45.
Yeah.
On a good day.
So that worries me.
Ugh.
Because she has not figured out how to wield pure
and also,
power.
how does she use both of her signets now? You know what I mean? Like, can she even like
I am going to stand by. Rebecca said she's only discovered about 10% of that one. I'm going to stand by that she can go into people's minds and meddle. I think it's not going to just be in the dreams, but who knows?
Who knows? Actually, they don't know. We don't know.
Because nobody knows.
Nobody knows anything anymore.
Yeah.
That is very weird. But I'm like, you know what? They could have been lying, and there could have actually been another lightning wielder. You're right. Before, who knows?
Well, yeah, it was the
for me. Thin enemy. But she was a storm wielder.
Oh, you're right. Everybody has the same signet. Everyone has.
It's also crazy to me that there was two. Well, it's not crazy. I'm being dramatic, but like that Liam and Riddick.
Oh.
Ice.
Well, but that wasn't Liam's first signet.
I know it was the second one, but it is like crazy to me.
Yeah. I guess because that one's
I need to know more about signets.
Maybe more common. Like to me, I'm not trying to put anybody down for their signet.
Riddick's like,
that was from Riddick himself.
He's like, what the fuck?
No, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just assuming that maybe the element signets are a little more common.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah. Intrinsic's the more rare.
Well, yeah, because they kill you.
That's so true.
So there's no one. But Rebecca did say that somebody can help Violet with her signet, and this person's alive. Unless she was talking about Xaden, and she's playing us.
She could be, but I'm going to be hopeful and think it's someone else.
I just never really know with her.
Because truly any of those marked ones could have a second signet.
She's like, yeah, Berwin. She's going to turn.
You got to go to him.
You got to go to him, girl.
You have to move on. Okay, moving on. Riddick, another great Riddick moment. But he killed me with saying, like, I think Rhiannon was saying something to Violet about, like, channeling and using her power. And Riddick was like, shh, it's more fun when she blows shit up. It's just like...
Always hyping her up.
And yeah, Violet really stepped up in her motivational speech. I really was like, she should get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
Because she was like, we want this, we want that, like we deserve this.
She's like, guys, what do we want?
Freedom.
When do we want it?
Now. Like, ate hard with that. She was cooking up that speech for a while.
Yeah, that's fair.
Glad she stepped up.
Okay, Xaden being jealous of Dane. I was like, Xaden, be for real, honey. Be for real. We haven't been here since Fourth Wing. Why is he getting jealous?
Insecure. He's like, I'm gonna lose my woman to my new self.
Yeah. I wonder though if he was reading Dane's intentions. Dane was like, he's like, I love a woman in charge.
Because he does.
But no, I don't know. I also think maybe Xaden read Dane and Sloane's intentions. So who knows?
I'm not gonna give away what my final jam song is, but the purpose of why I chose it was for this quote. It was Violet saying, our eyes meet, and for a second it hits me how different things could have been if he had shown the same faith in me during my first year as he did today. Not different enough to change the way I feel about Xaden though. So just remember that, and I'll kick back to you when we go into final jam. Okay, I don't know, a small moment, but I picked up on it quick. It was Violet noting that Brennan had like a smile of like him being proud of his little sister for giving that speech. It like healed my little trauma. It was just so sweet. It was a very small moment, but their relationship is also very interesting to me too.
Yeah.
I would like to know more about when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And he was like, of course, also a child of a sort, but
and they're trying to make up for like 6 years of not knowing each other. So
because it's so different from Brennan and Mira's.
Yeah.
Very different. But would like to know more about that too.
Yeah. Okay. I just love this part because Arik saying she'd be a great politician or a general, maybe, definitely nobility. And then Xaden says, with that speech, at least a duchess. So foreshadowing.
The most. That like told us the end of the book.
That told us the end of the book.
It's crazy. Okay. Are you also like heavily analyzing Arik and what he's saying recently?
A little bit. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about it.
While we were doing the reread, I'm like trying to figure out. I don't think I've caught it into anything yet.
Yeah.
But of him trying to predict anything.
I
haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe like I mean, of course this one is the first one, but I haven't seen other ones just yet.
Does it say if they share like a smile or something in this moment? I don't think it does.
I think
it says that he like brushes Violet's back or something. Because it would be interesting if he's like, or a duchess, and they're like winking at each other because they like both know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm also dying at the dragons talking about Halden because he makes Violet uncomfy. Like Andarna's just like, who makes you uncomfortable? And Taryn's like, Halden. She's like, should we kill him? Taryn's like, be for real. We can't kill an heir. Like
we could scorch him.
Yeah. She's crazy.
I love her.
She's always just like, we could just kill them. It's fine.
Like, guys, they'll get over it.
Yeah.
Period. I just want to also know, I get it, girl, because when she found out it was Halden, she's like having this crash out moment. But if I also saw my awful ass ex in the middle of a war / my boyfriend's now venom / I need to find the cure / it's all up to me / my mom just died / like all of that shit, I'd be crashing out too.
Yeah, no, she's not doing well.
She's like, are you on top of all of this?
No, I know.
You're gonna put my ex?
Yeah, that would have been my last straw.
Yeah, that would have been my last straw. So I feel for you. I feel for you, Violet, in that moment. Adding into the Andarna love, she cracked me up with her adding in her request to hunt in the King's Forest. Just, quote unquote, she put it in for just for fun.
I get it.
She was like, I want it for this, and this too.
She's like, I can't wait to hunt a royal sheep.
Like, she's so funny.
Yeah.
She's like, I just threw that in.
Okay. I'm curious what the one thing in the world is that Xaden's dad loves more than him.
I know.
Do we think it's Tyrandor? Do we think it's his mom?
I don't know.
I kind of think it's Tyrandor.
You would... okay, because
he's making a big deal about.
He's making it, yeah. I don't know if there's something else that he would, like, protected so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I don't think fully it was his mom. Something lost me now because knowing about what happened between them.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe there's something more that there is to it, because I feel like Tyrandor would be like an obvious answer.
That's fair. And I get not asking what it is.
In that moment.
But I kind of wish that Violet would have been like, what do you think is more important? You know? And he probably he wouldn't have told her.
No, he wouldn't have told her. But I think she noted it. She was like,
well, she said something like, who wouldn't like love him or like think he's the most important or something like that.
Yeah. So she obviously thinks about it. She didn't ask, which is probably a good girlfriend.
Fine.
We're like always rooting for Violet being the most toxic woman.
Well, I just want her to find out answers for us.
I know. She's our translator.
Exactly.
We have to know.
Okay, so the last thing I want to bring up, let's analyze this just a little bit. So Xaden says, swear you'll sound the alarm if I go too far, that you'll keep it safe, even if it's from me. So it sounds like he's going to be talking about Tyrandor, right? But we know that in the book, he always refers to Tyrandor as she or her, for like the entire thing. So later in this like scene, Violet thinks he'll never go too far. He'll never lose his soul. So are they both talking about his soul in this part?
Yeah, I feel like it now means soul because of what he said, his little note to Violet at the end of the book. It's just, I feel like Rebecca's very keen on giving those small details and like using them correctly. So her him referring to Tyrandor as she is not something that she thinks she would mess up at this point of the book.
That's fair.
By saying it was very
intentional.
Planned.
Yeah. I have a little bit more that I want to say about this, but I'm going to save it for the thriving and theorizing. So we can move into our favorite quotes.
Put a pin on it.
Let's put a pin in that. And you can go first, Cassie.
All right. This quote isn't very, I think, it means obviously what we expect, but I think that it's a cute quote for us readers. It's from chapter 6, and it says, "Oh, good, because the books will keep her safe." Mira shoots Brennan an icy look. "The right books will." That's what Violet says. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. My favorite books keep me safe.
It's true.
And I liked that quote. But obviously she's talking about her dad's.
It's true.
But I thought it was really, really cute for us readers.
Okay, my first one. This is Xaden being naughty for ya. He says, "And just so you know, that memory of yours was really fucking hot. I loved every second of it." I was like, oh, okay, Xaden.
He likes to use the word hot now.
He likes it, yeah.
My last one is, "With that speech, at least a duchess." That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, and then mine is also, or just kidding, mine is from Violet. In her Disney Channel speech, "Rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary."
Now we have to say it in Disney Channel
She's
accent.
like, "Rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary."
Yeah, like
It's kind of giving Descendants.
no, literally. Thank you.
Okay, well, I imagine it being a lot cooler.
No, it is. It totally is.
Okay.
But it's just funny to
Yeah.
think of it in that version.
No, it's fair. Okay, let's move into thriving and theorizing. Here we are. Okay, so going off the point that I made earlier, I am starting to believe some of the theories that maybe Xaden put his soul in the wedding ring. Because I don't know, this is fantasy. Anything's possible.
Can happen.
But I don't exactly know. Maybe it's not in the wedding ring. Maybe he promised a part of his soul to her. Maybe it's like something to do with Dune or the priestess or something like that. But just somehow Violet has a part of his soul with her, and that's going to be how she saves him in the end. I'm unsure how, but I will report back when I have more evidence.
I like back that theory up like 100%, just because it just makes too much of a note. Like the emerald, it was mentioned before, and the way he says it's yours now, it all boils down to it. So
there's a lot of talk of soul. I don't know.
It's a lot.
We'll come back to it.
I'm stressed.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. I also have been thinking more, because obviously we know someone's gonna die.
Okay.
As they do, but Rebecca says like someone very significant is going to die within the next book.
Yeah.
And my guess in this moment in February of 2025 is that it's either going to be Dane or Arik. Now, I have reasons for both. I would say Dane, because she talks so much about his character arc. We really finally get to see him be like a better person by the end of this book. So it's like, where else does he have to go?
Fuck, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, and I think that that's what we've seen at least I've seen in different like books before, is once they kind of reach their full potential, they get cut.
Yeah.
So that's my theory for Dane. And then I think for Arik, I don't think he's not my first vote out of the people who's going to die, but I could also see her killing him off, because we might get kind of like a more emotional moment for him dying, because he's just not pure, but we wouldn't be able to see his full potential. I think it could be an opposite effect to Dane, that he would die too young. And obviously he's kind of already noting that.
Yeah, he did already tell us.
Yeah.
Actually, that he is going to die on a battlefield.
Yeah.
So I think it's confirmed.
Yeah, I think it's confirmed. So those are my two guesses. Could be totally like 180, but in this moment of time, I think it might be either those two or both.
That's fair. I wonder if his visions, I'm gonna make it like a Twilight reference, because I always do, are like Alice's, where they change based on people's decisions. So like maybe he'll see one thing, but if a person decides to do something differently, then his vision will change.
Oh, interesting. I feel like, I don't know, I honestly like kind of forgot about how hers worked.
I mean, yeah, it was just like it depended on your decision making.
Because like That's So Raven, it was just like
it
written
was
in the stars.
Well, and you know what I always wondered about That's So Raven is like she would have a vision of something happening, And so always, like, she would try to prevent it.
Yeah.
But by her trying to prevent it, it caused the vision to happen. So then it's like, that's weird. Like, was it just inevitably going to happen because you just tricked yourself into doing said action?
Yeah. It's weird, huh?
So maybe his are the same way, where, like, I don't know.
Rebecca, is it from Twilight?
Is it Alice or Raven?
Raven, let us know. But yeah. Okay, final jam.
Woo. Okay. I feel like some of mine are going to start to get repetitive. Like, I've probably used them for either Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, but
still good nonetheless.
Well, I'm just like running out of songs that fit this kind of genre, you know? But I'm sure that I'm going to find more. So, I think I've already said this one, but Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Lorde.
Hunger Games version.
The Hunger Games version.
Hell
just
yeah.
really fits like the theme and the intro of this book.
Absolutely.
And then we've definitely talked about this one. But NFWMB, or Nothing Fucks With My Baby by Hosier. Just, that was Xaden. That's Xaden through this entire book. Oh, and then I have one more. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie is like Violet's song to Xaden right now.
I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Cassandra, tell me you're joking.
Maybe I just don't recognize the title.
Put a pin in it because I'm gonna have to show it to you the second we turn this off.
Okay.
Because you have to have heard the song.
I'm sure maybe.
And if not, I have to introduce you because it's a beautiful song.
Okay.
Do you know who Death Cab for Cutie is?
No.
Oh, Cassy. Do you know who the Postal Service is?
No. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
This is really upsetting.
I'm sorry.
Really upsetting. If you guys are still listening, comment something mean to Cassy.
Now you're putting the kids into this.
Kidding. Kids, tell your mother.
Leave them out. But now you can introduce me. Isn't that exciting?
No, because you should have already known them.
Heard. I will do better, chef.
And that's for you guys too. If you don't know who they are, you better listen.
They're scared. They're going.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up. Hands on your radio right now. Your boombox, your car stereo, your laptop. Vinyl. I don't care what it is. Put them on right now.
Got it. Heard, chef. Heard. Okay. I mentioned the quote that Violet said about Dane being like, oh, if only. I thought about Cool by Gwen Stefani.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's talking. It's talking about like really accepting your different paths.
Yeah.
And it's very cool that now you can look back on it.
That's good.
I put Again by Fetty Wap just for Riddick.
I was dying at the TikTok you sent me today. It was Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. And it was like the Quest Squad every morning. And then it's like, woke up looking for the broccoli, the cat. It's so good.
It's perfect. And I
like, how is a kitten surviving in this world? But that's a question for later.
Apparently she said he's safe.
But yeah, she said that the only two characters that we know for sure are safe are Jacinia and Broccoli. That's a wild fucking statement, Rebecca.
Big spectrum of people.
But anyway, yeah, he listens to Fetty Wap for
1000%. I've actually been listening because I've been going back to the gym, and so I've been listening Riddick's Broken JBL Speaker
That's
playlist.
A good playlist.
It's really good, and it brings me back to like my high school days. So shout out to you, Riddick, for your really great music choices.
He's like, it's not even me.
It's not even me. He's like, I actually like classical.
Imagine.
And then my last one is King of My Heart by Taylor Swift. I was having a little moment last night going through some songs, and I think this just fits because he's literally Duke. He's Duke.
He is.
So he's not exactly king, but he's Duke.
Yeah. He could be the king. Who knows?
Could be king, and we don't know. Maybe, literally, can you imagine he is like a whole nother province? He's king.
Dude, who fucking knows?
He's like, I'm actually king for like 6 different.
I'm actually the king of Navarre.
Like, y'all never seen us in the same room.
It's true.
But yeah. Wow. Okay, I think that's it.
Episode 2. We did it, y'all.
We did it. We somehow suffered our way through.
Somehow did it. Thank you so much for listening, though, everybody. Be sure to check out our merch, our newsletter, our Patreon. Share this with your friends if they're into the Empyrean series. Your mom.
Your loved one, because I think Valentine's Day had just passed for you guys if you're listening to this now. That's it. I'm sending all my Valentines to my book boyfriend, so...
There we go.
There we go. We're rich.
All right. Well, Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week for episode 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.